Don't play.
Welcome to the franchise NET, the franchise network. I'm joined by Samar, CJ. How y'all doing today?
Good man.
I'm
Appreciate you.
doing good myself.
That's good. So Samar, in our first take about this, because our second take, our first take, you talked about the PR nightmare that WWE's been on. What has not stopped because of The Rock. Let's talk about Dwayne Johnson real quick. Is it gonna help me? Is it gonna share my screen? Push motion close, maintain quality. Don't do that, man. All right. Let's talk about what The Rock says, right? So, how do you pronounce this gentleman's name? Y'all can see it on my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, how do you pronounce the gentleman's name?
If
Samar.
I'm
So
correct, it's
LaGreca?
Dave. Yeah, yeah. Dave Lagressa. Lagressa.
Okay, Dave
It's not
Lagressa.
LaGreca? I don't know. I don't know.
Should be Dave Lagressa though. Dave Lagressa.
I don't watch
Don't have us have a PR nightmare too, CJ. Like we don't.
busted open.
Good goodness.
Good.
Oh man.
So basically I think that's CJ wherever you got me at, I'm hearing just a little bit of an echo. I don't know if you want to like just scoot me up a little bit, scoot your phone up. Just so we don't hear that. But basically Dave Lagressa, hopefully I'm saying that right. He goes off on a rant. Now I won't let me play the rant again. I can see if I like refresh the page. I hope it doesn't like cancel out. Maybe if I refresh the page, it will like play it.
Now that everybody's bitching and moaning about the end of WrestleMania 41, The Rock is going to go on Pat McAfee, who has the biggest show in sports talk radio. You're going to go on his show and say, "Yeah, I would have done it differently. Yeah, I would have adjusted some things. I would have Nice to hear from you now, pal. It's over." So now that everybody's bitching and complaining, yeah, I would have done it differently. But really, you talk about a Monday morning quarterback. That's a Tuesday morning quarterback. Thanks, pal. Didn't make yourself available. Didn't show up at WrestleMania. But now I'm going to say, yeah, I would have done things differently. You talk about completely throwing Triple H under the bus. That's exactly what The Rock did. You know what you say if you're The Rock? You know what? I thought they did an awesome job. Or you know what? Don't say anything at all. But by saying that, you just threw Triple H under the bus. If you're not going to be there and you didn't take part of it, then you shouldn't say anything about it. Now, if he was part of the creative process and he was there, then he could say, I think we, because he's part of the fucking company. No, but he doesn't mind saying I would have done things differently. I would have adjusted things. He loves saying we when it's successful. But when it's not, he's going to be like, I would have. I.
Okay. And so The Rock would respond with, "Hi, Dave. The business is a complete work. Always has been. Always will be." Obviously, he's saying that to get emotional. "Every aspect of it, every match, interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, the rest of us working on creative discussions so I can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show. P.S. Tell Bubba have a grand." I'm not sure how to pronounce that. "And hush puppies for all of us." Um. Yeah. So that's what we have. Um. I'll start off with you, Samar. Samar, how do you make of David's rant, and what do you think about the Rock's response, and what does this entail?
I think with Dave, how he responded, I could see where he's coming from. He's, this is probably one of the biggest moments in pro wrestling history. Even if you just want to look at WWE history, this is John Cena's. This is going to be his 17th title. Okay, he's going to finally break the record of Ric Flair with his 16th world title that he had, and he's going to break it. Okay, so we want to give Cena a good match, a good feud, and we want him to go on a high note. Now, with The Rock, though, with him inserting himself into the storyline, with him saying that he's the final boss, I want your soul, you feel me? Doing all this with no foundation going in, and him going into Elimination Chamber with the whole creative going in just head first with no 20 steps ahead.
Mhm.
It's just so ridiculous, and it's such a rookie mistake that I'm surprised with The Rock and with his how many years that he got in this business. and what he comes from, for him to do all this, and Triple H and all of TKO for what they have done has been a mockery. It's just a mockery of what pro wrestling stands for. It is not, and there's no justice right now for what The Rock has done. So with that being said, with his response, especially him saying like, "Hey, this is just a business, this is all work, everything's fake, you feel me? So don't get it." But it's like, you can say all that, but it's only so many times you can say that, it doesn't give it an excuse for you to write garbage.
What about you,
Like you
CJ?
can't.
How you feel?
He says me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if we are to believe Dwayne and that TKO like called him up like right before Elimination Chamber, and at that time he had no other dates afterwards, had no guarantee to be at WrestleMania, I feel like we have to put just a little bit of blame on Triple H to like that. He had nothing himself planned, or to let the story play out that way, knowing The Rock would not be there. And let the stuff go on. So like I don't know. It's like you can't put all the blame on The Rock. It's like he doesn't book the show. Like there is some like something you have to put on Triple H to like make the storyline work, or not just send Travis Scott out there. Like he doesn't have to do all these things. That's not The Rock's call. The Rock's not in the building for that. So like it's iffy because like obviously The Rock has power. If The Rock says what we wanted to do, like at Elimination Chamber, that's what they did. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm being if I'm being unfair, but I feel like we have to put a little bit of blame on like the people who are in there from Elimination Chamber to Mania to, I don't know, shift if he's not going to be there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, of course, like, of course, I think that. And Samar, were you done? By the way, I didn't want to like cut you off.
No, no, yeah, I was finished. I was finished.
Okay, yeah, I do understand we have to put some blame on Hunter. This is a combined effort of this WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania, everything post Royal Rumble is a combined effort of the tag team of Dwayne Johnson and Paul Levesque putting on one of the worst Road to WrestleManias I've ever seen, and one of the worst WrestleMania endings I've ever seen, one of the worst night one since we've had the night one format, maybe the worst night one since we've had the night one format. I don't know. The issue is that they have tried their best to escape criticism, and I don't think I'm so happy that it's not working. I'm so happy that fans like us and other fans across the internet are seeing the BS response that they're trying to give. Don't be a fan. Don't be a critic. Be a fan. Just blindly take in content and consume it. And even if you don't like it, shut up and wait for the ride to continue. It's ridiculous. I agree with y'all on top of CJ. I agree that Triple H does deserve some lack. Like we can't put 100% of the blame does not go on The Rock, because let's just say we do give The Rock 100% blame for the Cena story, the Cena heel turn story, and how kind of mediocre it's been. What about the rest of the card? What about everything else? What about how lackluster night one was? How poorly written Jey Uso's match was? What about the horrible decision to have the New Day versus the War Raiders on a WrestleMania card? What about that? What about that stuff? I mean, good. What else happened night one? What else happened in that horrible night one? You had Jey Uso and Gunther put on a mediocre match for the World Heavyweight Championship. You had the New Day and War Raiders do a God knows what at WrestleMania night one. Put on a Raw match. That's what it was. It was a Monday Night Raw match that we get every Monday. We see the New Day versus War Raiders. We either see the New Day versus the LWO, or we see the New Day versus the War Raiders every Monday. We got a Monday Night Raw match. That's literally what we got. No stipulation, no nothing, right? But even then, right, with The Rock coming out and saving the company with the Elimination Chamber because ticket sales were low. Why were ticket sales low? Because Triple H can't book a show to save his life. Literally, if Triple H had to save his life, and he had to book a 3-star show. I don't know if he could do it in the Big 25. Like it's ridiculous. I mean, we actually have to stop listening. And what The Rock said was, "Hey, David, don't critique me yet. I'm gonna give you backstage information, and let's see if you like this idea. Don't critique the garbage I just fed you, because I promise in the kitchen it's a full course meal. We got desserts and appetizers. It's gonna be okay. Even though you just got fed garbage the last 3 months, it's okay. Because I promise there's some food in the back. Just follow me to the kitchen, and you might get it, you might not get it. It's ridiculous. I think we have that they are relying on breaking kayfabe. This is the real reason to me, from my perspective at least, on why I think kayfabe is dying quicker than it's ever been. Obviously, we all know that kayfabe is dead in terms of people understand, especially children now, that wrestling is scripted entertainment. The reason why these CEOs and people of these companies are going out on these products and are going out on these news outlets and whatnot, and making it an emphasis on why kayfabe is gone, or like the fact that wrestling is scripted, is to save themselves from criticism. They keep going, oh, everything is scripted. So as a fan of the product, it's scripted. Just hold on, let us cook in the writing booth, and we promise you're gonna have some good stuff out for you. No, the road to WrestleMania was horrible. Post Royal Rumble was horrible. It's not like John Cena didn't give you these dates before. John Cena gave you these dates probably like a cool half year prior, before the farewell tour started. And what did you do with it? Triple H randomly said, we're going to do what Vince McMahon never did and turn John Cena heel. And it ends up being one of the worst heel runs from a superstar of all time. I'm going to just call it what it is. This John Cena heel run is not good. What is the difference if John Cena was a face? That's what I want to ask y'all. If John Cena was face right now, what would be different?
Cody would have to be heel, wouldn't he?
That's it. That's it. That's all it would be. That's it.
I don't think they're ready to do that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. They cannot make Cody. Because here's the thing, though. Here's the problem with WWE when making heel turns or face turns. Like, they do it with no backup plan. Like, okay, so if we do make Cody, like, for example, like, if we do make Cody heel, who's gonna become that new face? Like, who can be, in terms of, like, if we want to look at merch sales and how much money they're bringing in as a face, who is bringing that in behind Cody? Who's the second biggest face in the company right now?
Roman Reigns.
Would you really consider him like a true face? Okay, but he's not really true face though.
I mean,
I think
this will get into a later conversation, but I feel like you can manufacture one. But I mean, that's a later conversation. But
that too,
you
but
know.
also Roman Reigns was more successful than Cody Rhodes, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, okay, Cody, you're a heel now. You're a bad guy. We have John Cena for about a year do heel stuff and have Cena come back as the hero damsel who saves the damsel in distress. And then on Raw, we have Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Actually, we have all of them on Raw. The draft is coming up. Hopefully that splits up. But we have Roman Reigns and CM Punk on one brand. We have John. We don't. This is gonna sound crazy. WWE does not need Cody Rhodes. They really don't. Especially this year. WWE does not need Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes is going to be off for a lot. And we're going to see WWE actually boost in a lot of its numbers while Cody Rhodes is gone. Cody Rhodes is probably going to be gone for a month or two because he deserves the break. He does work hard. But WWE is going to actually do really good numbers with just John Cena himself. It's going to be John Cena and Randy Orton selling out Backlash. You're going to have Roman Reigns and CM Punk do what they do with numbers. WWE does not need Cody Rhodes. At all. There's zero reason for Cody Rhodes to be they actually don't need it.
Do they need Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
But
do they
I
not
think
have
that's
enough
a
star?
problem.
I mean, because Roman Reigns barely shows up in the products.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the product has been bad for the past.
But I'm saying even when he was champion, he wasn't showing up much.
Later Roman Reigns was, but it was always a looming fact of Roman Reigns is the big attraction. Roman Reigns is here. They don't need Like the company would do much like statistically, the company does much better when Cody's off screen than when Roman Reigns is off screen. Like,
I think, but my point is like, I think that's a testament to like the stars they have on their roster,
true.
less so than like the need of Cody. I think they needed a new. I don't think they needed a new face. I think Roman still could be doing it, but like seems like Roman doesn't want to. Um, and I don't think they had anybody on the roster if Roman was not going to be there that could. I mean, like I said, in my opinion, I think they can prop up whoever they want. Like it's a thing of booking, but um, Cody was like slotted right into that role, and I think you need somebody in that role, especially like I said, the way the schedule that Roman Reigns wants to work at this point in his career. I mean, like, cause like who else would? I mean, maybe Punk, I guess, but like Punk's kind of old. Punk can't wrestle as often as Cody. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Like, I
Yeah,
think
I'm,
they
No,
need
I,
no,
they
that
I
need
makes
get
a
what you're
100%
face.
saying.
Like
sense.
I'm
with the
not
way
saying.
Roman's is working right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying Cody isn't like a key factor. I'm just saying like I think we can deal without Cody Rhodes. And
Now,
like
oh,
I don't know.
if Cody got if Cody got released tomorrow, I think we're doing fine.
now,
Wait,
wait a
what
minute.
happens
Oh,
to
wait,
John?
hold. Oh, wait, just real quick. Okay. The thing is with that, though, here's the thing, though. You can say that you release Cody and you can be fine, but you got to realize, though, bro, John Cena, Randy Orton, like CM Punk, bro, they're on their
We're gonna
last. They're about to be on their last legs, bro.
Cody
You
Rhodes
got you
is
got to think for the future. You got to think like 5 years.
Cody's
Think
like
5 years.
5 years. Cody's gonna be in the same position that Cena and Randy are. So like I'm
I would
completely fine with it.
rather I would
But
rather
he's
have
not
the 5 years
now.
than just 1 year though. Because John Cena got at least 1 year max left. Roman Reigns got 1 year max left right now. He wants to go do Hollywood after this. He has 1 year max. At least
No,
Cody's gonna stay
he
there
said
and
he has
gonna
two.
still be there.
He said he has two.
Oh, you say he
Until
got two?
Braun is ready, they need Cody.
And that's
Yeah,
fair. But like I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie though. In 2 years, if Braun Breaker isn't built up, I'm worried for the company for
Oh,
next year.
trust me, he's gonna dude. He
I
got
mean,
Paul
yeah,
Heyman on his side, bro. He's
That's what I'm
most definitely
saying.
gonna get
If
pulled up.
that's what I'm saying. If in 2 years, Braun Breaker, when Roman Reigns is gone, if Braun Breaker has not hit that stage yet, I'll be very disappointed in Braun Breaker.
some
Not
that's on him, but I mean, we'll see. I think he's got
Of
nah,
it.
course,
man.
of course.
No, no, man, it definitely will.
Back to the main topic, right? Triple H Rock criticism, right? Uh, I now I do believe that The Rock deserves a lot of s- The Rock deserves a lot of blame for this, right? Because when you go in there and TKO asks you, instead of actually putting time and effort into a storyline, you end up making one of the bigger decisions that involves turning the biggest baby face debatably we've ever seen, turning heel. That's a big step. You really shouldn't be pressing that button without. Well, actually, he just was the catalyst, right? It was the Cody selling your soul that he brought in.
I mean, Rock on McAfee said it was Triple H's idea. Rock said he pitched Cody to turn, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if we believe that or not. I don't know.
So do we not believe that? Do we believe that
I
The
believe
Rock is lying?
some people don't believe anything The Rock says, but that part I believe.
I think Triple H actually went out and said that that was his idea. So
Okay.
I think Triple H deserves all the blame for this John Cena heel turn.
Yeah.
How
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because he was the one. He was the main. I think it was him, The Rock. Didn't they say like they're all in a meeting and
and The
like The
Rock
Rock
wanted
was.
Cody. It would have
Yeah,
made I actually think that boosts Cody's stock, but that's just me.
yeah, yeah. But I
That
think Triple H was the one behind it though. He was the one who suggested that John Cena turn heel because I think the plan was The Rock was gonna meet Cody and that he was still gonna do the same thing. But John Cena wasn't gonna turn heel. He was still gonna be face. But Triple H actually suggested that he does turn heel. Triple H
so
suggested
So
that.
like, what are we
it
doing here then? Like, what is LaGreca talking
So
about?
so
How do
so
I
do we so do we put that on Triple H then
how do you
for
say
yes,
making
that?
that blunder?
I think that this is on Triple H. I think the only thing The Rock takes blame for is the introducing this story part of it. Like The Rock takes blame in terms of execution, right? Because Triple H takes blame for the idea not having any follow through. The Rock being the one that says, "Hey, I'm going to do this so we can have more ticket sales," and not having a plan through. messes it up. So they both take blame, but I think Triple H deserves most of the blame. I think we're like giving The Rock too much blame. But we
I
can blame
think
this on The Rock not showing up, but it's Triple H's idea.
I also think like this might be a little conspiratorial, but I mean like you pointed to it like the Rock Triple H rivalry. Like I think even like that reaction. I don't want to butcher his last name, but like the Busted Open podcast, it's Bully Ray's podcast. We know what it is. Mark Henry. Like they both
Yeah,
are
yeah.
on Legends contracts. Like I feel like there was a real push from people inside WWE to bash The Rock and TKO and his camp. Uh, and it's part of the reason why The Rock went on Pat McAfee. That felt like a thing. Maybe like I said, it could be a conspiracy, but I feel like there's a lot of like tensions between like the people running the organization, like in terms of booking, what should be happening, how stuff should be happening. Like, and I think we're seeing that play out, and we've seen it play out with the main event, and it ended up, with us getting what we got
I
because guys can't get on the same page.
and well, if that still is true, I still think that the Rock and Triple H still deserve most of the blame. I mean, mainly Triple H. If y'all can't get along, if there has to be stuff that we're not taught, like this whole situation is ridiculous and it's affecting us. And this is where the criticism that they give fans, where they're like, "Hey, just be a fan, don't be a critic," that is ridiculous. When we are consumers and we are given a product, and if we don't like that product, it is your job as the producer to listen to our feedback and to adapt. That is literally how any form of media, how any form of anything that involves a product and a consumer, a producer and a consumer works. So when you go out there and you say, "Hey, y'all, don't criticize me. Just wait till whatever else I give you. It may be in 6 months after feeding you 6 months of trash. When you finally get what you've been asking for 6 months and begging for 6 months, you'll be happy. And that happiness is enough to last you for the next 6 months once I put you through the same exact cycle again." It's ridiculous. I think that The Rock and Triple H, mainly Triple H, because he's been booking all these shows, he's been booking the week to week shows, and the week to week shows have been horrible for a very long time. I'd argue they've been bad and very inconsistent since WrestleMania 40. So I think that we have to actually put a lot of blame on Triple H more so than The Rock, because while yes, The Rock does make this bold move to have this story about Cody selling his soul, the only reason ticket sales were low was because Triple H can't book a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown to save the company by literally any form metric necessary. Like literally, he can't book a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown to save the company. He can't do it so bad that in fact The Rock has to come here, make an angle, and this is where The Rock takes blame, where you don't know what you're doing. You have zero idea of what you're going to do. You just think of this Rock taking Cody's soul. And literally throughout this entire storyline, that when The Rock was showing up, we were like, what does taking his soul mean? Right? Because in kayfabe, Cody already has all the fame. He has the cars. He has the money. In kayfabe, he has all of it, right? So what does taking Cody's soul mean? What does being The Rock's champion give Cody? We were all asking each other these questions during this entire thing. Then you give it to the guy who definitely, in kayfabe and in real life, has it. John has everything, right? John has literally John Cena is The Rock light. He has everything, bro. Like, why does he need to sell out to The Rock to get 17? So you mean to tell me that John Cena sold out to The Rock to get Travis Scott to help him win title 17? Are you serious? That was the end goal?
I'm telling you, man,
Couldn't
it's
have
them
been.
going head first, man. No, I was just saying, no, it's just them going head first. That's what I'm saying, bro. Triple H, bro, he needs to learn. If he's saying that he learned it from Vince, bro, he needs to learn 20 steps ahead. It's better to have a backup plan instead of just going freedom first, bro. Like, I'm telling you, he's just free
Like
falling with no parachute.
you actually can't make this up. Like think about this, bro. 16-time champion John Cena on the route to win number 17 aligns with The Rock, not to get help from the 6'4" jacked former champion The Rock, but to get help from 5'8", 165-pound Travis Scott to help him beat the like what?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What?
It's crazy.
Travis Cody
Ridiculous.
Rhodes looks like he ate 2 Travis Scotts. So like, I mean, like, really?
And like the plan was Cena Cody. Like it's been Cena Cody the whole time. So like that's why I'm a little bit like, okay, you guys are at Elimination Chamber and y'all don't have the rest of this mapped out yet. To where I mean, maybe they did, and The Rock shuffled everything, but like you still got time, and
But
you just don't have to end it like that. You know what I mean? Like it's
that has been the entire story of Cody Rhodes' title reign. His entire title reign was literally an audible. His title reign wasn't audible. The Cody Rhodes title reign wasn't audible. And you can tell throughout his title reign, they have no direction. He's being put in lackluster stories and repeated feuds. His biggest enemy was Kevin Owens, which no disrespect to Kevin Owens at all, and Solo Sikoa. One of the most viewed moments of his title reign was 1, him losing the title to John Cena, 2, Roman Reigns coming back for SummerSlam. So Cody Rhodes has been an audible. His entire reign here has been an audible. One big audible in a suit.
I just it's weird here how like I really don't think there's a side to pick unless I mean maybe there's like it's hard like to pick a side here because like I feel like both these people have to take blame, but like I do feel like the majority has to be on the guy that's booking it week to week and has like, especially because The Rock wasn't at Mania, like, you know what I mean? It's like you have to have known that.
So if
you know,
do we believe that the Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman faction is a part of the Rock and Cena storyline? That Paul Heyman is aligned to Cena?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so though. I think they're gonna get their own dominant. Because do you think that if the draft happens, would you would separate them? No, would you not separate them to at least not have that connection when they're on the same brand? I'll have them
I don't
separated.
know.
I don't think The Rock. I don't think they have a plan for The Rock and Cody. I don't think they have the next beat in that story even planned because I don't even know if they know when The Rock is going to be on TV again. So I don't think it's part of like I think this Seth and Braun thing has to move much quicker than whenever they know they can count on The Rock. So I don't.
So
I mean
what's
maybe Travis Scott too. Maybe John Cena picks up some other guys for his faction, but like I don't. Travis Scott and The Rock. I don't.
John Cena fakes selling his soul to The Rock, has Travis Scott help him for no reason, and goes on a solo heel run?
No. I don't think it's. I think we'll see them again, maybe at like a SummerSlam or something. But like the Backlash Randy Orton match or to the build to that, I don't expect to see The Rock or Travis Scott as part of any WWE. Like I may, like I said, maybe, but like I feel like we know, like we'd have some Rock dates propped up by now, or like they'd be moving that direction. Also, The Rock wouldn't be shitting on the storyline on Pat McAfee. I feel like, I mean, like I said, they might pick it up, like they might come back to it, like The Rock said, like they might come back to it at some point, but. From last we can see, like it's not crazy. It's not. I don't think it's unfathomable to think like they don't have a plan because they didn't have one after Elimination Chamber. You know what I mean? Or maybe they did. Maybe the plan the whole time was we end this with Travis Scott and everybody will love it. You know what I mean?
Everybody loving Travis Scott in the same
But yeah, I
sentence.
think I don't even know if, to be honest, I don't even know if like because I don't know if they're going for an evolution thing. Like I see that comparison a lot, but like Paul Heyman doesn't wrestle. Ric Flair was the tag team champion in
Oh,
Evolution.
I've been
Like,
saying this, bro.
yeah, like I don't even know if they're adding another guy. This might just be
Well,
like a
I mean,
two-man thing. Like
It's
Paul
literally
Heyman
the
is just
Dangerous Alliance in WCW. I
yeah,
don't know
like
how y'all not seeing it, bro. Paul Heyman doesn't wrestle, bro.
yeah,
It's a stable like it goes into like okay, like for example, too. Dangerous Alliance in WCW. It was Rick Rude, it was Steve Austin, it was Arn Anderson, and it was I believe Larry Zbyszko
yeah. It's a
or
bit.
Bobby Eaton. Yeah, it was one of
It was
those guys
they
if I
both
remember.
ran it at
Yeah,
one point.
yeah, they're both in it. But yeah, it was two singles guys and then a tag team, and then you had like one girl, one valet manager type S.
That
So
makes sense.
like,
I think they could add a tag team. I've seen like they're gonna add Theory and then they're gonna be Evolution. I'm like, I don't know about that. Maybe they add Theory and Waller. I hope not, but I can see them at attack, but I could also just see that it could just be Seth and Braun managed by Paul Heyman, and they just wreck shop. You know,
Yeah.
I am hyped for that though. I love me some Braun Breaker.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be hype because all of them can talk. Like all of them are pretty good on the mic. I mean, Braun for what he is right now, for how long he's been a company, he's a good talker, man. I mean, he can definitely talk for himself. And Seth is obviously, one of the best talkers of this generation. And Paul Heyman's been in this business for so long, man. He's probably one of the best promo talkers for a manager.
Don't say that about Seth with CJ, man. CJ
We're not here for that. We're not here.
Wait, for what? Hey, what? Seth ain't a good talker?
We're not here for that, man.
What? No.
Hey, man. Well, I saw how his face was like, nah, man.
No, I mean, hey, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
No, but no,
Seth
for
serves the
the
purpose that he's supposed to.
yeah, but what? But if they were to add a tag team though for Braun Breaker and Seth though, what like because I keep seeing because I'm trying to think of other tag teams that can fit in, but like the only one that makes sense to me is A Town Down Under, but like Austin Theory is fine, but bro, Grayson Waller, bro, it's like
Yeah,
Grayson Waller was never seen as like a threat. Even in NXT, bro, he was getting fed to Carmelo, he was getting fed to Braun, he was getting fed to like I even think Cameron Grimes for a little bit, if you remember him.
Shout out Cam Grimes, man.
Yeah, bro.
Should have kept him. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know because like you would think it would be like a less established team, like younger guys, and guys that aren't already part of a faction. Like all I can think of is like fantasy booking stuff, like stuff I'd like to see, but like none of it's realistic. Yeah, I don't. Maybe it is A Town Down Under.
But I mean, you'll help him out though, because Grayson Waller and Austin, you forget it. They can get the help from Paul. I think, and actually, now you know what? Yeah, you know what? That's gonna be my prediction. A Town Down Under, bro. They need some better insight from the man himself, Paul Heyman.
Is DIY crazy to think? Triple H loves those boys. Is that crazy to? Is that just like a fantasy book? Is that some? Triple H loves.
It's not crazy.
So what about DIY?
I said DIY possibly being the tag team here because Triple H loves those guys, loves his NXT guys.
That's the thing is though, like
just to
they
take turns, get beat up and shit.
Look. I don't want to be that dude, bro. But this tag team division, and I mean on Raw and SmackDown. This is just me personally. I don't find them entertaining. Besides, like maybe 2 or 3. Like they put on good matches, sure. But like I don't care. Like I just don't. That's just me personally. I don't care how many good banger matches DIY puts on, Machine Guns puts on. They can't tell a story to save their life. Like DIY, they did it in NXT. That's good. This is the big leagues now. Now you're with the big dogs, and you have to compete with the Bloodline storyline. You have to compete with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And you have to compete with the
Bloodline story.
I mean, not anymore, right? Now they don't have to anymore. Like, thank goodness, right? Because if they did have to compete with them, then DIY would get sent back to NXT.
The bloodline was going on for the past year, and it wasn't that hot, brother. Solo.
Yeah, no, the solo. I mean the solo bloodline. They lucky they did do the Roman bloodline, right? Because the bloodline.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
But who's doing better stuff than that? That's a high bar. That's a really high bar, Reese.
Sure, it's a high, but that's what the main roster is. To me, even on SmackDown and Raw, the new tag team roster does not impress me. They put on good matches. That's it. I promise you that if New Day had other real tag teams to feud with, they'd be putting on much better stories. They're in this stupid tag team feud with the War Raiders for no reason. The New Day are too talented and quite frankly are levels, and I mean levels. I mean floors, stories above the War Raiders. So I don't get why we're sitting here and putting them in feuds. Don't do that. Don't do that, CJ. The War Raiders don't do anything but yell and wear Viking gear when they're WrestleMania entrances. They put on decent matches.
They're Vikings. What do you want them to?
Are they the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders? The Viking Raiders or the War Raiders? Which one are they?
I'm saying want the Vikings.
They're War Raiders.
Dissertation. You want the Vikings to be great? Firing you up on the mic.
Yes. That's what I want. I want them to
Bro,
be good
they're
on the mic.
Vikings. They don't.
Wait,
It's the
wait.
gimmick.
It's
No, wait. No,
2025. This is what
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. They be switching back and forth, bro. Because sometimes they be wearing like motorcycle jackets or motorcycle like cut
That's
out
what I'm saying, bro.
like jackets and shit. And like, bro, that ain't no Viking gear, man. Ain't no Viking
Bro,
wear.
you show me the good Road Warriors promos back then. They didn't talk. They had a manager, bro. Like, bro,
So get off my screen.
you're setting a really high bar for like things that like historically haven't been asked of like you're setting the bar at like I need everybody on TV to be like elite, like all time.
Yes.
That's crazy. It's never been like that.
Yeah, well, stuff needs to improve. So we go from the Attitude Era, where we have a tag team division with the Dudley Boys. We have we have DX in the mix. That's the Dudley Boys. Are you serious right now?
There's tag teams on the roster now that I prefer to the Dudleys, but you can.
Ooh.
I like the Creeds more than the Dudleys. Shit. I'll be real. Hey, internet, I'm here.
Hey, one thing about CJ is he gonna be scared to say his opinion. That might be.
Bro, I'll take Motor City. I'm 100% taking Motor City over the Dudleys. They were in the same company, and we.
Whoa! Wait!
They were in the same company. We seen.
You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that.
Brother, were they not in TNA together? And we seen Motor City was.
No.
Miles better.
No, they were. They were.
Yes, Motor City can put on better matches.
Let me say something about the Dudleys.
Go ahead.
Okay, am I getting off topic? Can I say this?
No, you
What's about the Dudleys? Yeah. Like the Dudleys have never been the best tag team in a company they've been in. Never in ECW, never in not WWE, not in TNA, not in New Japan, not again in WWE.
Wait a minute.
It's never happened.
So
wait a dang minute. Hold on.
Who is the best tag team in the Attitude Era?
The Hardys or Edge and Christian or the Hart Foundation. Like there's plenty of tag teams.
The Hart Foundation? The Hart Foundation was old. It was
like we're like going there. I'm going back.
Yo, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you though.
The Outlaws are better. Edge and Christian.
Oh
my goodness, yo! What are these takes? What are these takes?
So
what do you guys like?
What do they do? They are better in almost maybe like not.
I'm not even joking though.
Like I think
the Dudleys said edgy promos. They had like third grade insults. And like they yelled their catchphrases, and then they got off the mic. Like we're acting like these guys were like firing shit up.
Bro, I'm not even joking.
What do the Motor City Machine Guns do?
Cook, nigga. What do you mean? They like influence everybody. What do you mean?
Oh, bro, you just said. But here's the thing. You said the Dudley. Wait. Here's the thing though. You said the Dudleys weren't good at ECW though.
In Motor City. What'd you say?
You said the Dudleys weren't the greatest team in ECW.
Public Enemy was.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Are you serious?
Dude, they only got the crowd, but in terms of match work in ECW, bro, the Dudleys.
Name the Dudley ECW match. Name it.
Bro. Dudley Boys versus Tommy Dreamer, bro. What you mean, bro?
A handicap against Tommy Dreamer. Can you give me a date, a pay per view? You don't know any. They have none.
Oh my god. Have none what? No what? What do you mean no what?
Listen. I'm telling you, they have no classics in ECW because they got over by
insulting
crowd.
Okay, wait a minute though. Here's the thing though. Is that really their fault or is it just because ECW wasn't like back then? It was so limited to get accessibility to it that we don't know. Like for a casual fan.
The ECW catalog is on Peacock. You can watch.
But but how many people you really think is really looking back at
a lot of people
at ECW? No, dude.
There's a lot of people. You can't just be like, I haven't seen it. Nobody's seen it. And there's like there were people alive watching it at the time. Like every wrestling fan isn't.
In the realms of WWE, are we really playing the Mercy Machine Guns over the Dudley Boys? Like,
oh no.
All right, so like,
but I mean, in terms of talent, of
course, they're more talented, but in terms of like the stigma and just
in the ring, they're more talented, sure, but like
the Dudleys aren't great promos.
Motor City Machine Guns are like,
oh my god, you have not seen the promos in ECW.
Motor City Machine Guns are like the best piece of toast you can get. Like imagine like a piece of toast that's buttered and has the right amount of jelly on it, if you like that, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it has the right amount of like, crisp. It's just toast. It's good. It's good toast. You know what I'm saying? The motion machine, they're good in the ring, right?
What are the Dudleys?
They're like toast with some eggs and sausage.
Eggs and
Google
sausage. What are
everything.
the eggs? What are the eggs and sausages they have over
The
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 pro, the,
the,
pro,
the
promo
Motor
character
City
work.
toast?
Promo
Huh?
kitty, promo character work. I don't know
Bro,
if
what
using
the
toast and
Dudleys were
eggs.
not
Is
great
sausage.
promos, bro. They said
Yeah,
they're
but
Bro,
like,
fucking.
how
They
are
said
they
they're
not
fucking
good?
assaulting
Bro,
people.
that's
they
so
weren't. No,
ridiculous.
Bully Ray was
He's right.
okay,
He's right.
dude.
He's right. They weren't great promo workers. But they were like mid at best. But mid at best with
They weren't.
like mid, and then most of them just don't exist. They just aren't
Bro,
there. They
Motor
just aren't,
City,
they just
bro,
aren't there.
bro, no, we're not gonna do this, bro. We're not gonna act like Alex Shelley wasn't one of the funniest TNA wrestlers of all time. That man,
Oh my, we're talking about. I'm talking
have
about
you
the
ever
I'm
watched
best.
the
not gonna hold
Paparazzi
you.
Productions and shit,
Reese
bro? Like,
Reese
come
does
on,
not watch anything outside of WWE. I'm not gonna hold you.
bro. But
So
I'm
you
saying these people,
ain't.
they're not bad. They have the capability to talk. I don't know what I don't watch SmackDown every week, but like, I don't know if they just
Well,
talk. They're just
You're not
shitty
missing
bad
anything. It's just the
promos,
same
like they're
matches they
just
were
botching
having
over their words or
previously.
something.
I'm
But
really
like,
trying to
from
get
what I
over
remember.
this.
I don't remember Motor City being just like shitters on the mic. Are they like stumbling over their words? Is it
They
bad?
don't get promo. Nope, they don't get promos.
Okay, so they don't get time. What are we talking about?
No, they have time. They just don't do it.
But they don't. Okay, so they don't let them get promos. So how can we say that? Okay, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like,
But
I haven't seen it. From
I
my
got
eyes,
you.
I haven't seen
I
anything.
feel what you're saying. But
Yeah, I
like,
do
Okay,
if the Dudleys are mid, right? Okay, if the Dudleys are mid at best.
Most tag teams are mid. Most tag teams are mid.
Okay, but I'm saying if they're mid promos and they're mid in the ring, and Motor City's better than them in the ring, and
Character
we're
work.
undecided on them on promos, I
Character
feel
work.
like the scale is tipping
Character work.
towards.
Character work.
now here's the thing. Okay,
What do you mean?
so
What? Because they
here,
speared, they fucking powerbomb Mae Young.
Yeah, they
That's
have more
Vince.
character
That's
work.
Vince. That is
Okay,
Vince.
that's character work though. Like you can't just
that's character work.
this
Okay,
this
bro.
gets
We.
into the
Bro,
Oh
topic.
my god,
If
This
Vince
gets into
booked
the topic
Saban
that
to
we
fuck
had.
Mae Young up, you do the same thing. Like,
bro,
This
bro. See, that makes zero sense. Wait, why? Wait,
but
how are we gonna take away someone booking it, taking away
no,
from the character work? I
this
could
is
say
the
the same thing
exact
for The Rock and Austin, and that makes him not the goat.
this is the same thing we had
no, you
before on
can't.
the live,
You
CJ.
can't.
But no, CJ, this is the same thing we had on the live. I said that okay, yes, somebody can be pushed to the moon, and yes, they can have the backing of the system, but fans are going to choose who they want to choose, and I can't say that Cesaro would be bigger than uh Rey Mysterio if he had the backing of the system. Because Rey Mysterio, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Well, because that's Rey Mysterio. But there are some people I would say that about. There are some people I feel like if Cesaro got a bigger push behind him, Cesaro would have been a bigger star. Yes,
Then who?
Absolutely,
Then
he
who?
cannot talk. He cannot talk in a promo for his fucking life,
No,
bro.
Lots of these,
it's his second language. He barely
He
fucking
had
spoke it.
Paul Heyman with it,
That's
and he
on
still
you,
couldn't get
bro. That's on
over.
you. You think English isn't Rey Mysterio's second language?
Wait a second.
Bro,
Wait,
I'm not
no,
even
no,
joking.
it's not.
He
It's
literally
not.
had Paul
That was a
Heyman
little
on his
racist. That was
side.
a little
He
racist.
had Paul Heyman on his side. He still wasn't getting over it with the
Rey
crowd.
Mysterio's from San Diego.
It's family.
What was it good? I know what you mean. What was I gonna say? We have evidence that you don't need to be like we have like Brock Lesnar. You yourself said that
No,
Brock was not a
no,
great
no,
promo until he
no,
came back
no,
to be the
no. We're not
Cowboys.
using that's a terrible example because first of all, he had a manager to talk for him anyway. So that fixed it. But here's the thing though with Cesaro though. He had Paul Heyman as well, and he still
They
wasn't
didn't
getting
do shit with him. They
over.
dropped
He
it.
still wasn't getting over.
No, don't do that. They
He
dropped
still
it. They
was,
didn't do
bro.
shit with him. All right, bro. We're gonna act
Oh,
like
now
Paul
they're not
Heyman with
doing nothing with
Cesaro
him
was the
now.
same
Now all of
as.
a sudden you got Paul Heyman, they're doing nothing with him.
All right.
They don't just give you Paul Heyman for no reason, bro.
Yes, they do. They literally do.
What?
Say that to Heidenreich and Michael McGillicuddy. All
Are you
right.
sure you did that, bro? Hide it right, bro.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like we
Okay, that's
cannot sit
two
here and
examples
go.
in terms of all the managers that he has
When you have
managed.
when you have an when you have a
Medusa, like, come
95
on, man. Like,
when you have a 95% success rate, I mean, like it's only so much the
Literally,
5% can
bro.
do. Like,
oh, what? Okay,
I'm saying this, CJ. I'm saying this. That you cannot sit here and say, oh my goodness, if this person wasn't held down by the chains of Vince McMahon, then maybe he would be a bigger half for a majority of people. That does not apply. The Nexus would have been a bunch of jobbers regardless.
Because they suck. Yeah.
Yeah, they suck. Cesaro
Besides, I
is
mean, wait, keep going.
Cesaro's a mid Carter.
Bro, everybody's a mid Carter. Vince thinks you're a mid Carter. That's what I'm saying. Like Vince puts a ceiling on wrestlers.
But some people are just mid Carters.
Some people no,
But
like
I'm saying,
you gotta
like,
realize though, like most of
we
the
are
time, though.
like from the vision of the man with one of the worst views of pro wrestling of all time, especially in his later years. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes,
Disagree.
But here's the thing though. Like
You
some
think-
people are
wait, wait, wait,
actually
wait,
like literally mid Carters.
obviously,
think-
obviously, okay. Obviously, we have he built whatever, but like we cannot
pinnacle-
act like this
pinnacle
man
of
has not put on some of the worst wrestling storylines and booking decisions. Obviously, it comes with time. You're doing this forever, but like.
Yeah, he's
especially,
also
like,
given us
like,
some of the
sometimes
best.
did it consistently for a while. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we can't act like wrestling is a meritocracy. Like where if you just grind and you become the best at everything, that you get rewarded for that. We can't. I have no evidence.
How
of
many
that.
how many
I have no
times like
evidence of
okay,
that.
how many times in retrospect has a person been held down by the system and never had a breakthrough?
Often. Most wrestlers probably.
That actually would have been successful and ran with the ball. I don't know.
What do you mean, like with the ball, like as like the
If
like the
lots
ace?
of the times
There's
we
not that many
give
people
these
that could be the ace. I wouldn't say that. No.
yeah, we give these people the ball and then we get disappointed and we hold them to these unrealistic expectations. That's the toxicity of wrestling fans is that we go out here and we say, "Oh my gosh, look at how talented this guy is," right? And then they get the backing of the system for like a month or two as they experiment because as they should be. They shouldn't be. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You just experiment with them. Then they fail this experiment, and then when they like a few years later, we have revisionist history of where oh, this person was held down by the chains of the system. No, they weren't. Dolph Ziggler was not held down by the chains of the system.
I would say that about Ziggler.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
But I do think. What can I say? I think they undervalued him a bit. I could possibly.
I agree.
I could say like I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. Like I think if somebody thought that Dolph Ziggler had all the capabilities of the people that were above him on the card at the times, especially like in certain years, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's, especially because he had a world title run and it wasn't bad.
This is stemming from like my all-time rankings that we were talking about earlier. When I'm ranking somebody all time, I do include their drawn star power. I understand that you might view it a little bit less because you're saying, well, some people are only this big of a draw in stars because of what they do or the backing of the system that they have. But I just disagree. I think that we can rank people all time based off of how big of a star they are and how much money they bring to a company or to the company that we're referring to, right? And lots of these people get over organically. Obviously, the push kept on going manufacturally, but John Cena got over organically. The Doctor of Thugonomics was not this manufactured push.
That was organic. He had to, bro. If you remember Royal Rumble 2003 when he came in for that entrance, bro. If you saw the difference when he was first doing it, really getting into it, that Astros jersey, bro. That was organic. He
Can
had
I say
to
something to
really
that
work
though?
for that.
Sure.
Why did you make that? John, but okay, John. Wow. Did get over organically around 05. Was not more over than other young star Batista.
Why you say 04?
Yeah, John Cena was the guy they picked. Why is that? Tell me why.
Okay.
Tell me why.
There's actually interviews on that. So
Tell me why.
So WWE was already in the process of slowly stepping to PGs. First off, John Cena and Batista both had championships in 05. Batista was on SmackDown, Cena was on Raw. They were going back and forth with ratings, right? They're like actually neck and neck. Like
but Batista was like
Batista had the edge.
Getting bigger crowd reactions.
Batista had the edge, but like they were like ratings were going back and forth, right? And Batista actually had the bigger, but they were going back and forth, right? Batista was getting like the bigger crowd. And then around 06, Cena steals the ball, like he steals it. And then like later on, they're transitioning to the PG era. and they have to find this guy because Batista's still popular at this time.
Wait, so you don't think in 05 they had already made their decision that John was the guy?
No.
Okay.
No, Batista wins the Rumble every year.
Absolutely. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Here's the thing, though. Are we just saying in terms of the whole company, or because you gotta realize that they're on two different brands, bro? Like John Cena had Raw and Batista had SmackDown. So are we just talking about as the whole company,
Yes.
as a whole company?
Like
At that time, though, I mean,
like to replace Triple H as the face.
No.
well, I
just-
mean, if you want to get
you
technical,
just
I
have
mean,
two of them.
Batista
You just have
did
two of
go
them.
over on Triple H though for the World Heavyweight title.
That's not what I
So if you
meant.
want to, well, you want
And
to get technical.
Batista wins the Rumble and on what 04, right?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
05.
It was 05. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Batista's
04
the
was a-
guy.
Yeah, and he went over on Triple H, literally and
Batista-
figuratively. He went over.
Batista
I mean-
is the guy because Batista has to be. John Cena is the guy.
I
because John Cena is getting.
Nah, bro. I will get 05 to Batista. I'm not even joking.
Just a bit.
I'm not-
Just a bit. It is. It is.
I'm not even joking. I will give 05 to
Not to
Batista.
say
Low
that
key.
John was like just like some middling mid carder. Like he was getting reactions, but like it's different. Like Batista is part of the evolution thing. Randy had already won. Like fans are expecting him to be moved into the slot. They're like, you know what I mean? Like he you know what I mean? He's getting bigger reactions. John, while doing his shitty raps, is still on the card. It's still big.
Chill.
He
He
raps.
gets a little. John's my best guy. Stop. Like we're not gonna like John. Those freestyles were not great. He didn't write them himself. Like we don't like. I mean, he did.
Yes, he
write-
did.
write them
Yes,
himself.
he
did write
did.
them
What are you?
himself. He did.
What are
He
you
did.
talking
A
about?
lot of those freestyles wouldn't like were. Maybe I'm too lipped up, but a lot of those freestyles is not.
So quick question.
But
So you're telling me that Paul Heyman was writing his freestyles?
What you said?
You said Paul Heyman was writing his freestyles in?
No. I said.
Hey, come on.
I think there might have been a team of writers.
Oh, stop it, bro! No, they were not. Stop that.
Look, he's
I might
actually
be hating.
No. Like John, like actually was like rewriting the stuff that they gave him because they were just bad. He said it.
Okay, that's what I mean.
But that's still
it's
on
still-
him. But
like,
he's
it's still-
still technically
anyway.
wrote his own promo.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. I don't like Cena's raps. I don't like a lot of. I don't like a lot of white boys rapping.
See the trend here. See the trend here.
Wow, that's how you feel.
It's the white rapper thing. It's the white rapper thing.
Hey, we claim Cena, bro.
But my point was being that like,
Hey, bro. Look, man. Real quick for Cena, bro. All I know that he had acquired at WrestleMania 27, bro. Go watch that entrance, bro. Go watch that entrance, man. Go watch WrestleMania.
Look, when you see CJ, you knew this was gonna. When you brought up Big Match John, bro, you knew it was going. It's like bringing up LeBron, bro. Like you don't get into the. Go ahead for this, bro.
I'm saying that maybe you can. I don't know. The way I viewed it, I've watched not all of 05, but I've watched a decent bit. Like it seems like John Cena is an upper mid carder who gets given the ball because Vince recognizes, like, obviously, like, this guy is the best on the mic we have, one of the best on the mic we have, probably the best wrestler in the ring. Well, not at the time, but like one of the best wrestlers. He gets it. You know what I mean? Basically, he gets it, and he gets pushed to the Triple H spot. And Batista's still like important. Batista's still gonna get a lot of titles. Batista's still running his brand and such. But I feel like Batista was already main eventer and kind of because of Evolution, and I feel like John got pushed over him by Vince, less so than the crowd just organically making John the most over guy, like picking John as the guy.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That's my opinion. That's how.
Wait, quick question. All right, quick question for you guys, real quick. Okay, so let's go back just a year before they both of these guys win their first world title. Okay, so to me personally, when JBL was the WWE champion on SmackDown, and Raw had Triple H as the World Heavyweight Champion, what was the number one show at the time? Was it Raw? Would you think it was Raw, or would you think it was SmackDown? Because SmackDown 6 was also there.
What was better? What was viewed?
No. What was like number one in terms of like viewership wise?
SmackDown.
It was SmackDown.
Whoever was on USA.
Okay.
I think Raw was Raw on USA then.
SmackDown had a shitty TV deal for like 15 years, by the way.
Yeah,
when
it?
we
Was
get
it
into this
Raw?
conversation, SmackDown had a shitty TV deal for like 15 years, but keep going.
No, I was saying though, like, cause like, I'm trying to see what was the bigger, like, what do you think was the bigger show, SmackDown or Raw in '04?
Raw
All
is
right,
always like the A show.
all right.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna transition. We kind of just tackled the last part. Um, how do y'all feel about protect? It's the only last thing for we wrap up. Protecting kayfabe. I understand that kayfabe is like gone, but we have WWE Unreal coming out, and even when it comes back to some of the stuff that The Rock and Triple H are saying, it feels like they're just breaking kayfabe everywhere they go. So how do we feel about that?
One of y'all can go first. All right.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can go first.
I think this is. I would put a lot of this on Triple H because I think a lot of how he books and writes his stories on the show is like is so heavily reliant on like the product being fake and um like because it is a little larger than life. Like it is like it's a lot different than the Attitude Era. Like it's like it's not trying to be real. Like we're not trying to be authentic at all. Like we're larger than life characters. We're telling larger than life stories. Even though these are wrestlers, like these are superstars, and like this is especially like with this like TKO being here, like we want to separate this as much as we can from something that is like viewed as like legit sport. You know what I mean? This is a production, so like I think a big part of it is like Triple H and like the way he wants to tell stories or like the way he wants this thing to be viewed is so much baked into like um just like shifting like how people view the product in general or wrestling in general. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. How do I feel about it personally? I mean I think we should obviously everybody knows kayfabe, but I think we should make a concerted effort. I always think I don't know. I think we should make a concerted effort to like keep the lore kayfabe, especially because like if you go to a
it
show
just
like 10
looks
years ago, it
really.
just doesn't make sense. Like it kind of screws up stuff. It's like they just don't talk like this in old WWE. That's all.
What do you think that they don't talk like? Like, what's the difference between now and back then?
I think like the way the show is structured in general, like it's less sketch show. It's more like I think they take themselves more seriously. Like you don't see like I think that's why the El Grande Americano backlash is so large because like it's the first like tongue in cheek thing they've really done like in a while. Like at least like that's that wacky. Like the show takes itself a lot more seriously. Like the babyface should look different. Like Cody's wearing a suit. Cody walks around like a politician. Cody, you know what I mean? Cody doesn't fight. Cody doesn't brawl with people like Stone Cold The Rock or John Cena did. It's you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm making any sense here.
No,
It's like I
you
feel like the
the
stories are
product
like
has
the
gotten
book
more
differently. Like I feel like
realistic.
the Attitude Stare is like the stories were kind of I don't know. I really don't know what I'm trying to say. Um, a lot of it comes down to like just the way they talk, the way they present the show, like the ads, the larger than life production, uh, the way they do promo battles nowadays. Two people stand in the ring and shit for 30 minutes. Like it's all I guess like maybe inauthentic is the wrong word, but like it's all they're being. It's a shift. It's a new era. Like Triple H wants to book stuff differently, but and a lot of that relies on fans knowing that this is separate from real sport. This is a production. Uh, these guys are larger than athletes. You know what I mean? We're doing something different. I think that's the goal of them in the TKO merger. I think that's a big point of emphasis for them. I don't
What
know if I
about you,
answered your
Samar?
question.
What about you, Samar?
About the kayfabe in WWE, I think the problem is that there's too many. I like back in the day, you guys are talking about, like back in the
Hmm.
day, they weren't having as much interviews as they are right now. And plus, dude, that kind of has to do with just social media as a whole. Just everyone being so accessible to a point to where everyone can know who you are with just a click of a button, basically. And stuff that, and I think that's kind of the reason why. It's just how the world is nowadays. Like the internet and stuff, social media have just expanded to so much that what you can do with it and how you can find out who a person is just like that kind of goes into it. And plus, too, with the kind of like, I think it's sometimes the pressure of people who are not wrestling fans who keep like saying, "Oh, blah blah blah," like they keep nagging them. Basically, it's like something that keeps getting caught on you. You just keep trying to get it off, and it just keeps coming back. Like
Yeah.
just to nagging people like, oh, you know it's fake, right? And this is the person like, okay, bro, we get it, it's fake. You know, you're scripted, blah blah, this and that. You know, it just goes into that, and then plus also just just the interviews, bro. They need to stop doing so many dang interviews so much because it's just gonna lead into like the questions, like they keep saying like clickbait questions, stuff like that. That also goes into it too, like
I,
it
I,
just
I
go it just goes into that. Like Triple H needs to like calm down a little bit with the interviews if he wants to keep kayfabe alive. If he doesn't, then so be it. We can't do nothing about it. You feel me? But if he wants to keep it alive, or at least try to give some type of sensibility, he needs to stop doing these like, which I know they're not, because TKO wants just the money, to be honest. But like, for example, like, did you ever see Gunther at the like the wrestling cards, like the trading cards? Did you see that? Oh, bro, it was like when I saw that, bro, I was like, bro, Gunther's supposed to be this monster heel. Like, feel me? He's basically not trying to be into like his character is that he's a pro wrestler. He isn't into the entertainment kind of part of it, and he's not really that guy. But when you see Gunther, who's supposed to be this monster heel, no one should really be talking to him like that. He's supposed to be in like in his own league, but he's doing like the trading cards and shit, and he's showing up there talking to the fans and stuff. You know, it's kind of like ruins it a little bit. It's like on TV, bro, you like this big ass dude. You feel me? You a monster. You know,
I
but
feel
in
like
real
we
life,
have.
like you know,
I think, and this is my opinion on kayfabe. I like the aspect of trying to make, to what CJ said, of trying to make in the ring it look more realistic. It look more like a professional sports show. That conflicts itself when you go off the rails and go on ESPN and you go on the Pat McAfee show, like The Rock and Triple H have done, and you say, "Hey, what we're doing is all just this big act and it's an ongoing production. Hey, we're gonna have WWE Unreal release." WWE Unreal is a project I am not a fan of at all. I feel like when you go out there, we all know kayfabe is broken. We understand that it's dead, and that even kids now understand that it's fake, and they even try to predict and guess storylines or whatnot. But when you go out there and you say, "Hey, this is our big production," so in the midst of this storyline, right? Because one of the things we're advertised was the John Cena storyline. In the midst of this storyline, we're going to show you how we're making the storyline. I don't like breaking kayfabe when it's a storyline that is still going. So if it's like happened like, like 30, 20 years ago, they want to tell us about how the build up to Austin and WrestleMania 17 with Stone Cold and Rock and them boy. Like if you want to tell us about that, then yeah, go ahead. It's been 30 years. But now we're ready to hear that stuff. But now you're telling me stuff that just happened like last month or 2 months ago. You're telling me about the John Cena heel turn that we're still in the middle of. Don't tell me that. Wait 20 years, like 10 years, wait till you want to release the John Cena documentary, and then you can tell me it. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly, yeah.
don't. It's completely different if you're telling me the stuff from Hulk Hogan and Andre, and you're telling me how that was produced. Then you tell me about how Rock and Austin was produced. Then you even tell me about how Rock and Cena was produced. Right? That's it's been long enough. But don't tell me how John Cena's heel turn is going when we're in the middle of it. That's ridiculous.
But yeah, and plus too, by the way, too, with like The Rock though, sorry to cut you off, but like, with The Rock saying like, I think The Rock is like, what he's doing in the comments too, what he's saying though, it's like, bro, you don't gotta tell these
Why
people,
would
bro.
you? Yeah,
You just keep giving them validation, bro,
you
for
could
what they
have, you
do.
could, and like CJ said, bro, this is the busted open part. You could have just hit Mark Henry's phone, bro. You could have just hit their phone, bro. You didn't have to type it out in the Instagram comment section.
Saying, bro, bro, like people
But
already know it's scripted, but you don't gotta keep giving validation, bro. Just like,
but this is because they are trying to avoid criticism. They are trying to avoid criticism so much that they're willing to break kayfabe and let everybody know, hey, I know I said this, but don't worry, don't criticize it because it's just a work. We're just trying to work you. Ha ha. No, it's not. You just explain the plans and how you didn't have a plan and how you had to make improv for Elimination Chamber because Triple H can't book a show to save his life, and because you can't improv to save your life, Rock. Now y'all both are at conflict because you want to do this thing, Triple H wants to do this thing, and y'all end up trying to mesh both together, and now we're at where we're at now. So don't come here and tell me and treat me like an idiot and break kayfabe. That's ridiculous.
and that's the thing too. Though. Oh wait, sorry. I'm just one more thing I'm gonna say. Now, I was just gonna say too, like when you're doing that as well too, it's like when you're saying like, oh, it's just a work and stuff like that. Like, bro, I think it's to a point where it's like their ego. Do you think that it's getting fragile? That it is basically fragile that they can't take criticism, that they can't take it on the chin. Where it's like they're basically just fragile enough as a company where they can't take some type of criticism, or they're scared enough to like not try to push a narrative, like push like in a like push the line, like be like, oh, you're gonna get canceled or something.
Push narratives, bro. We need the views.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just saying like they're pushing the narrative. Like, bro, like their narrative right now is that like, bro, we are the most perfect company in the world. We can never do nothing wrong, bro. And I think that's a big problem, bro, with WWE is that they don't want to have zero problems or like stuff like that, especially with the criticism and stuff. Like they kind of feel like they kind of have to explain every single thing to
Yeah,
look like a good guy at the end of the day. Like, bro, you'll have your mistakes, bro. You
you
don't
don't have
gotta
to
explain
respond.
yourself. You don't exactly. You don't gotta explain yourself every single time.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
It actually would have been better. I'm gonna let CJ talk after this, but it actually would have been better if The Rock just didn't say anything. Just kept
Literally,
it pushing. Yeah, go ahead, CJ.
keep pushing.
Oh, I was saying another like agree with what you're saying. Like they need excuses, but this is also because a lot of fans do want it. Like a lot of people are gonna watch this. Like a lot of fans are enamored with like backstage stuff. And they're like obsessed with wrestlers' personal lives, relationships,
Yeah,
even but like also like just thinking they're insiders, wanting to see what happens back there. So like there are a lot of people that don't care. Like there are a lot of people that, like I've seen like the Twitter posts or like under the comments like, well, kayfabe's been dead. Who cares? Like you know what I mean? Like the problem like a lot of people are gonna watch this. That's another thing too. I mean, I'm gonna watch it like because they're making it, but like a lot of people want this and want more of this, like and want to see this backstage stuff. Like I remember Triple H saying in the podcast, I forgot when, but like he was saying like a lot of fans are like more like a lot of our fans like care more about like what happens like what goes into like the show, like what happens backstage than like what happens on the screen. Like I believe him. Like there are a lot of people like that really care about this stuff, really want to see this. So like that, like we do have to like that accept like that is unfortunately a lot of fans want
Uh,
kayfabe to be
uh,
dead at this
uh,
point too.
maybe that means I'm a part of the small majority. I would prefer if we just kind of kept kayfabe alive in terms of acting like not our criticism. Obviously, our criticism, of course, our criticism is going to stem away from kayfabe because us, the fans, understand this isn't a real sport. This is scripted. However, when it comes to them and them producing, I would prefer them acting in kayfabe. I prefer them, you know. The Rock does not need to respond to anybody saying, "Hey, this is a work, this is a shoot." When The Rock goes out and he responds to David on the Busted Open podcast, and he's like, "Hey, don't worry, this is just a work. It's all a show. Ha ha ha. If we're gonna write something else good for you, I would like you not to say that in front of an entire comment section. How about you end up just not responding at all, and you just do your job better? You kind of keep kayfabe alive. I'm of the small majority that kayfabe in terms of these wrestlers not going out there and saying, "Hey, this is not real. What we do when we do this is scripted, it's script entertainment." I don't like that. Never been a fan. Probably never will be.
What do you think of Karrion Cross's promo on that topic? Kind of on that topic, I guess.
Y'all. I don't know if you know CJ Small. You already know how I feel about Karen Cross, bro. I don't like him at all.
strategy.
Uh,
This month,
no,
this dude
I
right
would
here
agree
do
with you
not
on
like
this. Yeah.
nothing about this dude. He said, bro. He said he don't even like the stuff NXT. He don't even like NXT stuff, bro. You don't watch none of that, bro. And it's ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie though, because you gotta look at all aspects of wrestling to
I could
get
ca-
a full
I
picture.
could care less what Karen Cross does in the G League, bro. I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
lie.
I'm not a
Like
big
it's
Cross fan. I was just saying in terms of like I mean just the breaking kayfabe stuff. Like it's throughout the show. Like even like in
so
that
so
promo, that everybody's
so.
hyping up. The like he's like, hey, like I'm not
I'm
being
I'm
booked. Like,
going to I'm going to break down the ridiculousness of the Karen Cross promo, and I'm not coming on Logan Paul defense force, right? But Logan Paul worked hard. Whether you want to admit it or not, he worked. Yes, he was gifted stuff, not in terms of in wrestling ranks, but in terms of his personal life, he worked hard. You have to build a following. You have to do what you have to do. It's not easy to go viral and to sustain momentum being viral. But
Mhm.
him and his brother are great businessmen. So I mean, like they did what they have to do. They're great businessmen. They're great entertainers. I hate to break it to you, Karen Cross, but more people find Logan Paul entertaining than you. It's not Logan Paul coming here and taking your spot. It's Logan Paul earning your spot more than you because he was able to make success outside the business, and what he got in, he capitalized. You aren't able to. You've been 11 years. 11 years you said you've been in here and you've missed a lot of events, and that is horrible. Now, I wish better for you. Obviously, you had to miss a lot of stuff, but that does not stop the fact that for 11 and 10 and a half years, you have sucked and you now just are being good. It doesn't stop the fact. If I'm an NBA player and I'm saying, dang, I wish I could come in the league like Brownie and I could do this. And I'm, guys, and I'm, what's Giannis's brother's name?
Thanasis.
Hyannis?
Thanasis.
Yeah, if I'm Vanez, the wrong dude is complaining. The wrong guy is complaining. To me, I think the wrong guy is complaining. Karen Cross, you have sucked for 10 and a half years.
Oh, whoa,
For 10 and a half years, you have sucked.
whoa, hey
You
now,
have
hey
been
now.
being a star in the G League is not. You suck. You suck.
I don't know. Was he a star down there?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Okay. Okay. Karen Cross. Okay. Here's it. Karen Cross NXT. He was positioned as a monster heel,
I don't
and he
care.
was
Why
he
is
was
he?
having
Why are we
matchups with like
talking about
Adam
him?
Cole and stuff like that, and Keith Lee. But the problem is, I think Reese, and you can might agree on this, but I think the reason why that Karen Cross is getting to put, bro, is because of what Vince did on his debut. Do you remember his debut match against Jeff Hardy? Bro,
Vince.
he
I
made
mean,
him
it's.
dress up in like this
I do
weird,
remember that.
I
like
was like a
dumb,
little. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
like unitard, freaking stupid thing, bro. And then
I know.
like,
Well, yeah.
then like
That's
he
what
just
happens
changed his
when you.
whole like character demeanor, bro. I think Scarlett was even with him at the time when he was wrestling too.
So
Scarlett wasn't even there.
10 and a half years, you have sucked.
But that's not. I want to say that's entirely his fault though, because he definitely has the creative mind to make a good character.
We
I just
said the
think that
same
people are
thing about
not.
Bo Dallas.
No, who said that about Bo Dallas?
People weren't saying that. Maybe not you, but people weren't saying that about Bo Dallas.
In terms of what character work?
Yes.
His character, what, bro? He had a character, what, Bo Lee for like NXT, just
Bo
smiling
Lee
and
was.
shit, just running around the ring and shit, bro. That ain't
Bo Lee
character
was
work to me, bro.
talking about Uncle Howdy, but sure.
Oh, Uncle Howdy, man, Uncle Howdy, the Uncle Howdy thing is like, I don't even think, to be honest, the Uncle Howdy thing I never clicked with it. I never understood it. Still, to be honest, maybe
Uh,
I got to look back at Uncle Howdy, like the whole
hot take,
thing.
but the fiend to me, the rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, but the fiend sucked. I mean, it's just
Whoa, okay. See. Now we're pushing some bad narrative now, bro. The Fiend was not trash.
The Fiend was a great like idea that like was impossible to have a good wrestling match with. Well, mostly impossible. Like really hard to like make that character have a good wrestling
it's
match.
it's
But like
it's it's
it
it's
was a
a
great.
great
It'd be a great like
idea
short
We
film.
not rocking with
for
the
It'd be a
Fiend
great
versus John
short
Cena
film
at
or something.
WrestleMania.
that the highlight of the fiend is when you're able to do gimmicky stuff like that. The fiend is a great horror movie character. It's not a
That's
Okay,
good
what.
one.
Yeah,
but it
it's
wasn't. But it
it
wasn't
would
a.
work great outside of wrestling. Like it
But
just you
here's the
just can't
thing,
really have matches like with that character
which is
without
You
okay, which is true,
fucking it
which
up.
is true.
him winning the championship belt ruined his character. Like, I've never seen that before. I've
No,
actually never
no,
seen that.
no. Wait a minute. No, that wasn't his fault though. That's not that.
Why would the
That
fiend
would.
want a championship?
Dope. No, the thing is, okay, no, that's not okay. That's not entirely like wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he didn't really need a championship. But the thing is, though, like, I think that was just Vince's way to over push it and Triple H to over push these gimmick characters when they shouldn't be used as often. Like, bro, they shouldn't like the Fiend gimmick should be like it should
Like
be like used like on selective appearances and stuff.
so relegate Bray Wyatt to being a part timer because they legit have nothing to do with him.
What do you wait? What did you say
That's what
again?
you would be doing. How many storylines can the fiend really fit in?
But why?
Like
Why would you put him? Why would you put
this
Bray Wyatt
carrying cross
himself in
gimmick
part time though?
because you can't do anything with the fiend, so you have to make him parts unless you want him to cut a
You know
promo
that
that makes.
Bray Wyatt got a character outside the Fiend. You know that, right?
Yeah, if you're going to keep the fiend, of course. I'm saying.
Well, if you're gonna keep the Fiend, okay, it's just like Finn Balor, bro. Finn Balor got the demon. Did he bring it out every single time? He was just Finn Balor.
We're agreeing. You just like okay, we are agreeing.
No, I'm
Simone. Like,
confused. No, because you're saying that
I'm
you
saying
would
if you
make Bray
keep
part time though
if you
because he would have the
keep
Fiend.
if you keep him as the Fiend, you have no choice but to make him part time. But obviously, you're gonna switch back to the Eater of Worlds.
But I'm saying though, like you wouldn't have like okay, I see what you mean. But I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
saying
So
though,
we agree. We agree. We agree. We agree.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
agree.
I'm just saying though,
Okay.
like the Fiend, I wouldn't make him like a whole character himself though. I would just see him as like just an alter ego, like Demon Finn Balor.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see what I mean? I would just
Nah,
have him as like an alter ego, like
I,
Demon Finn
I, I'm
Balor.
gonna I'm gonna be honest though. I don't like Demon Finn. Okay.
Man, bro, you don't like no supernatural, no dark character.
No, like Undertaker, cool.
I mean, at least would you admit though, like
Depends on the year.
Bray commitment though for the character though made it good though. Like Bray himself made that character. Like I
Yes,
feel like if
Bray.
anyone else had the Fiend, bro, it would not have worked, bro.
Yeah, same thing.
What was
Same
his
thing.
idea? He was booking it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, but I'm saying though, like, bro,
yeah.
Bray.
These supernatural characters, most of the time they don't work with other people. I agree. Like Mark
Yeah,
Calloway
it's
is probably
like
the only Mark Calloway is probably the only person who could pull off the Undertaker. Like he actually like the Undertaker is not a good gimmick. He just can play it well. Like Mark Calloway can play off the Undertaker.
I guess he didn't do anything.
See, there we go.
He didn't do anything. Undertaker didn't do
I'm
anything.
saying like what was the acting like strenuous acting that the early Undertaker had to do while Paul Heyman did all his promos?
Well, first off, he didn't talk he had Paul Bearer with him, so I mean,
That's what
he
I'm
didn't
saying.
have to
Like,
talk.
what
That's
was
his point.
so I'm saying
I
like
mean-
what is like the strenuous character work he was doing?
Hey, look, I said this a minute ago and I got yelled at it. I think the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns' Tribal Chief, is the best character I've ever seen. In terms of dynamics, parallels.
I like that you have a personal opinion there. I respect it.
That's great.
I respect that because I have takes like that. But nah.
Who's a better character than Tribal Chief Roman Reigns?
I mean, I think there's a few. Macho Man.
What?
That's not crazy. That's not crazy,
Macho
bro.
Man, Cena.
Macho- Oh, I don't know about Cena. I don't know.
Cena's a better character than Roman
A
Reigns.
better character?
Yeah.
Time out. We not
Straight
going.
Edge-
No,
Straight Edge
I'm
Society
not gonna
team-
let that slide.
Straight
Hold
Edge
on, I'm
team-
not gonna let that slide.
I got Tribal Chief over Straight Edge Society.
Eddie Guerrero as a fan trying to
I
break up
think-
Rey Mysterio's family.
I think Tribal
Absolutely
Chief-
not. Oh no.
I think Tribal Chief.
What do you mean? That is amazing.
Oh no.
That is some of the best character work ever.
I think Roman.
It's a
Reigns
good.
is-
It's a bro. You tell me
Try-
the 4
so-
years of Roman Reigns with the bloodline or what his family was
I
doing with
think-
Kevin Owens, Sammy,
and,
Seth.
the
Jey.
more
Oh.
the more it evolves with the OTC, it gets higher for me. Like every year, it gets higher.
It's great. It's great. It's his best character for sure.
Well,
There's a
duh,
lot. There's a lot. bro. Like there's
Wait,
so many. Like you say it's the greatest ever. Like there's so many.
Yeah, I think he's better than all the ones that you've named. But see, this is a hot take. I think Cena's a great character.
Was the hot take there?
People don't think that.
But you said by your criteria by the dynamic of the character and like the
Yeah,
expansion that he
Cena,
got.
John Cena has a lot of dynamics with characters.
Yeah, I
How's
know,
John-
but
that's what I'm saying. How is Tribal Chief a better character than Jonathan Cena?
yeah, Reese, you got that.
I think Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns has more like the parallels and dynamics that he has with the characters have a much deeper meaning. They actually have more depth in it. I think
Like-
John,
Okay, keep going.
like even like, because John is one of the dynamics, right? They actually complement each other very well. Tribal Chief Roman and Babyface John 2021 actually complement each other very well in terms of character. I think that Roman Reigns, he's put in better stories. He has better like dynamics to go with it. Like you have the Jay dynamic. I like the Jay dynamic that we have this tyrant from what we've seen so far with Jay. You have this tyrant Roman Reigns who wants to lift his family up by following his lead, and he believes that he's so egotistical that he believes that his lead is the only way to success. You have Jey Uso who understands that there is another path to success, and that's being treated equally on the same level. And by him getting respect, I think it's much deeper. It's much deeper.
This character has no what's the word? No flexibility. There's no This is a very
Exactly.
rigid. This is a very rigid character. This character has no like range. You know what I mean? John Cena, maybe
Elaborate.
like Super Cena has the range to be a tweener, to be the Hulk Hogan white meat baby face, to be damn near flat out heel in '06 in the ECW arena. Like this character has range. This character learns from his mistakes. This character has been confronted about the wrongs he's done in the past in multiple ways by guys like Wyatt, Punk, in other ways. This guy has been uh, defended the company, gone against the company, fought in good, fought in for reasons we thought weren't great. Like this character has so much range over the course of years. Like so many stories this guy has been in that have been amazing. To like just the bloodline's great, but like to like a few years, one good storyline from Roman.
What you mean one good storyline?
Like the bloodline as a storyline. The bloodline is a storyline. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like yeah, like
But outside of it, he has a good storyline.
but like there's no range to the character. Like it's the same. Like I am the tribal chief. I'm here to like I'm kind of dominant. Like we haven't seen this
That's
character
not a knock.
do
That's not a
anything.
knock.
Like it is
That's
a
not a
knock.
knock though. I mean,
It
would
is a
you? Okay,
knock.
so
It's a very
like here's the
it's
thing.
it's a one trick kind of character. Like you know what I
Okay,
mean?
but here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. If it's one trick though, that doesn't knock it though for being as bad as a character. But you can say like this, like the phrase, like if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So like with that being said, like for example, like Hulk